So Peter, you trained as a craftsman, you're still a craftsman, so how does that inform the way that you set about designing?
Well, I have an approach to the reality of things, to material, and the essence of materials and of construction. So I think it was a good start to start with my hands.
Sculptors sometimes say that they find the sculpture within the stone. Is that what you do with a project?
That's what all artists say. We all know what they mean. You have an idea, but when you start to work, the idea develops. And so all of a sudden at the end, there's maybe a core of the beginning left.
And in your own architecture, even though the form may change, does the atmosphere remain?
The form changes, the task changes, the place changes, everything changes. But at the end, I'm focused on the interior of my building, basically. I'm going for this very deep feeling you can have sitting in experiencing a space.
The thing that interests me about the Andelsbuch project is the scale of it within a quite small village.
They gave me the program, so it's their program. But when they saw that I make a big roof with it and out of it and with huge overhangs and so, I told them, hey guys, what you are doing is about pride. So that's what we're doing here.
And the importance of craft.
Yeah, the importance of craft and craft. So you deserve this.
There is the danger that your client body becomes more complex, and you're a famous architect. People want a lot of Zumthor.
Yeah. So what? They get what I always had to offer, nothing else.
Which is why they came to you in the first place. Presumably your relations with your clients are quite good, because you say no to a lot of potential clients, don't you? You get rid of the bad ones.
Trying to. As good as I can. Yeah?
So do you think they get what they want in the end? Or is it something more than they thought they wanted?
The clients who have a building, I think they're all happy. But I'm doing a piece of architecture, so somehow I have the feeling I have to be truthful to this piece, and then I know I'm putting the product higher than the human beings. So please, these clients must forgive me. Maybe other people, other human beings might take a pleasure into that I had stayed hard.
But architecture has to be paid for.
You think so? What makes you say that?
Someone has to pay for it.
The client is likely to complain about time and money. And once the building is inaugurated, I never hear this again. Not once. I have never heard, this building is really beautiful. We have thousands of visitors every year, but it was 3 months too late. I never heard this.
You're working with a friend of mine in Devon at the moment, Meredith Bowles. I was struck when I was looking at the model in the exhibition in Bregenz the other day, the relationship to Stonehenge. Was that conscious?
We started out the first images show on this hill that we are working with slabs of stone, right, putting them horizontal and vertical, and like a child starts to build some kind of a first house. And of course this is reminiscent to Stonehenge, so that's how we started. There's still a little bit there, I think.
Another of your buildings that doesn't exist, because it's been removed, is the Serpentine Gallery in London. It was a conversation, wasn't it, with Piet Adolf?
It was finished, and then I offered it to Piet. I said, you can plant a garden here. Do you want to make a garden here? And then we talked for 10 minutes, and they said yes, and that was it. No conversation. Trust, confidence.
Well, for me, it was a a bit like an oasis in the middle of London, but it turned out to be a mirage, in fact, in the end, because it disappeared. So does it exist anywhere else now?
Only in our hearts, maybe.
And in a way, the same happened with the Hanover project, the Swiss soundbox. The material was recycled, I think, wasn't it?
Right. This was used for houses and many things.
Well, that's perhaps appropriate, because I think the theme of the expo was sustainability, wasn't it?
Exactly.
What does sustainability mean to you?
I think it's not so new if you make something in good quality, which can last a certain time and so on. I think you're doing something sustainable. This is a new tag for. I'm not against it. Maybe you have to do this. Sometimes you have to come up with new names to sharpen the awareness of the people. But I think it was always there.
But it has become a kind of number crunching game, hasn't it?
So, I'm an architect. I'm not a sustainable architect. I'm an architect.
I think you're a very sustainable architect. I think your buildings will last.
Yeah, they will last.